What is up, everyone? Thank you again, Scott Brandt, coming to you with the High School and Beyond podcast. And tonight, wanted to speak on the power of a network. And this is one thing that when I talk to parents and I bring up this idea, and also I've had a concept that I've talked to business owners on, when I bring up this idea, people look at me like I'm talking a foreign language, or I've heard, oh, I've never really thought about that before. And what this comes into play, because the graduation rate right now, when it comes to those that are attending college, it's less than 50%. Well, a couple things that go into play with regards to why that percentage is so low is the students are running out of money. And so I've talked about that aspect of the money piece, the aspect of not proper career planning not taking place. And then the last piece is proper college selection. And so when it comes to proper career planning, the one thing that I bring up is having the students speak to individuals in the career that they are thinking about getting their degree in. This is another avenue too, though, with the aspect of entrepreneurship and the route of trades for students that may be considering trades as an option, which that's something that you hear a lot of people speaking that is something that's desperately needed. And we are somewhat seeing a flip where parents are more open to their students looking at trades. But I've talked about this too, that as parents, you have to support your kid. You have to support your students. If that's the route that they want to go, you may not agree with it, but this is their life. And so I have brought this up before, and parents are like, wow, I've never thought about having my student talk to somebody in the industry that they're thinking about maybe getting their degree in. I've spoken to business owners. So any business owners that are out there listening to this podcast, this episode, this is something that I bring up, that this is a potential chance for you to have an unpaid intern. You have these students come in, experience, see what real life is like for your career. And you could potentially have somebody that you work with, you mold, you help mentor, you help give guidance, give leadership to. And this could be somebody that has the tangibles that you're looking for future employees. And so this is something that as a business owner, you could be like, okay, I've seen what you do. I know who you are. So maybe you bring them on as a part-time employee, but you've been able to vector these individuals. But think about the power of what that would do for individuals if they could really get a deep dive and look at the career field, look at how it truly is when it comes to that type of work, whatever it may be. Because individuals can go to Google, look up a career and get the good stuff, but they don't see the nitty gritty stuff sometimes when they go Google it. And so with College Funding Solutions, who I represent, we have a 87% graduation rates. And one of those is because of proper career planning, making sure that the student's getting a best offer from the schools, and then proper college selection. And I talked about that on the episode last week in regards to leverage for you and your students. But when it comes to the career planning, it's an aspect of the students kind of have an idea of what they want to do. But I also talk about this too. In high school, it is free for a student to change their mind. But when it comes to them getting to college, and if they go the college route, that can be a very expensive endeavor with changing degrees. And so that's one of the things in regards to that. What I do, my drive and my passion for working with the students and families is getting them connected with individuals in the career field that they're thinking about getting involved with. And so I do have a story, and this is one of these stories that maybe we haven't thought about, or you just don't fully understand the impact of what happens and when you wait to the last minute. And that's one thing that we speak on too, is when it comes to the college planning aspects, you've got to start this as early as a freshman in high school. Because if college is a route for your student, it's a very competitive landscape, because college is a business and they are looking for the best of the best to get the money to and have them come join their community. And so that's one of the aspects is the leverage piece, which I talked about last week. But another aspect, hey, what's up, Mike? Hope everything's going well for you. But that's one of those pieces with this puzzle is allowing that student to make an informed decision. So that way they go to college, they have an idea, they're not switching degrees, they're not jumping all over the place because they have an idea. They've talked to individuals with regard to that career field. So the story, and this is one of those things that when I heard this, I was like, man, this really sucks. So I was talking to an individual. His daughter was a senior in high school, and her friends, all she wanted to do was become a vet tech. She looked and said, I really love animals. I want to be able to love on them, hug on them, take care of them. And so that's why I want to become a vet tech. So during their Christmas vacation, during the senior year, so you have 5 months from Christmas vacation to graduating high school, she went and did an internship with a vet and really saw what a vet tech does in regards to their job. And when she had seen that there was going to be times that dealing with surgery, with blood, she freaked out. And she's like, this is not what I want to do. This is not what I thought this career was about. And so she's like, I can't go that route. And she was devastated because that's what she had her heart set on the whole entire time was becoming a vet tech. And now think about that. You have a student that wanted to do that their whole entire high school career. They have 5 months before they graduate, and that's what they had their heart set on. And then they actually see what took place, and it freaked them out, and they said, that's not for me. So imagine what that trajectory would have looked like for that student had they started early, talked to individuals, seen what it really truly entailed, and actually consider if that's truly what they want to do. So let's think about that situation. Let's say the student had that same experience, but it was their sophomore year of high school. And it's during Christmas vacation. So you have 2.5 years before graduation. They see that taking place with that career field, and they're like, I cannot do that. Now they have time to adjust and make an informed decision for what's going to fit them as an individual. And so this is just one of the many things that I provide when it comes to holistic career and college planning. But also this comes into play too, that some students aren't meant to go to college, which is okay. College isn't for everybody. We have individuals that have the drive. They want to become a technician in a trade, whatever that may be. Maybe you have a student that is very entrepreneurial minded and would love to start their own business. But maybe you as a parent have never been an entrepreneur. So my question to you is, if you've never experienced that, how do you lead your student? How do you guide your student to help them see what that's like? And so part of what I do with students and families is get the student connected with individuals within whatever career they're thinking of joining, whatever career they're thinking of getting into. And so that's just the benefit to help these students make the most informed decision. One thing we have to be mindful about and remember is every choice we make has consequences. We don't know if those consequences are going to be good or bad, but we've got to go through life and understand that there's going to be consequences. So one of the consequences, if college is a route for your students, is if they don't do proper college planning, career planning, looking at the college, making sure that the colleges that they're looking at fits them, making sure that they're filling out the paperwork properly to get the best funding package possible from the colleges, that could have major consequences on you and your students. And so these are just some things that I assist with, help families out with. And so if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. I do have within the show notes the email address that you can reach out to. Also, we do have our website that if you would like to go check it out, you can check it out. It's got a lot of great information, and that is mycollegeinfo.com. Again, that's mycollegeinfo.com, and I'll put that in the show notes also. So all I'm doing with this podcast is sharing this information, because I know a lot of times you can go check stuff out and you start reading and you're like, man, this is a lot of information. I don't fully know. And so I bring in the information. I give the expertise. I give the experience of what we're bringing as a company to help your student, to help you as your family, to help your student make the most informed decision. So that way they're not being stuck in a box that they don't fit into. And then the other thing, just be mindful about, and this is very sad, but when it comes to high school guidance counselors, we are a team or a system that complements what they're doing. But the statistics that I've seen when it comes to high school guidance counselors, which they've got a lot on their plate, so this is understandable. But when it comes to high school guidance counselors and interaction with students, it's 8 minutes on average per year per student. So if you think about that, 8 minutes per year over 4 years is 32 minutes. And so there are some schools out there that are very large. And I've seen it before where the waiting list to talk to a guidance counselor is 2 weeks. And that, I look at that and I'm like, that's sad, because you may have questions, 2 weeks goes by and then you don't remember the question, or maybe it's too late. And so what we're doing through College Funding Solutions, myself, is just giving assistance, helping families out to help them and their students make the most informed decision. And so, like I said, if you enjoy this episode, you enjoy these episodes, share it. Share with others that you know that could benefit from the information that's provided. And don't hesitate to reach out. If you got questions, send me an email. And on the website, you can go out there, check, put in the zip code that you're in, and it will pull up reps, certified college advisors. That's what we have as our title, that you can speak to in your area that can come and sit down and talk to you. So highly suggest doing that. It's just another tool in your toolbox, and that can help you out in the long run. So other than that, thank you guys. I will catch you guys next week. All right. Peace.